viewers, welcome to Simple Accounting channel. This is Uttam sir. Today I have to teach you the business studies. My topics of today is types of business unit or structure of the business. This is a big chapter. That's why I make it two part. Today one part and another day I have to conduct the another part. So today's topic is business, types of business or business structure. According to the stages of production, the business can be classified in three ways. One is the primary sector or primary production, secondary sector or manufacturing production, and tertiary sector. What is primary sector or primary production? Primary sector is there the farms involving in collecting the raw materials from the nature, which is the free goods. So such type of industry or sector of production is said the primary production. Maybe mining, fishing, farming is some of the example of primary sector. Now we have the secondary sector. Secondary sector, the farms involved in production of different type of goods. They are producing the consumers goods using the raw materials collecting from the primary sector. If the consumers is buying that particular product, they can enjoy immediately. No further process or further modification is to be required. So such type of industry is said the secondary industry. Maybe the car industry, maybe the laptop industry, maybe the bakery industry are some of the example. In respect of tertiary production, this type of business never produce any goods, but they are producing some of the services which is needed for the consumers. Maybe the insurance, banking, transportation, communication, tourism, some of the example of tertiary sector. According to the developed and developing country, the developed country normally, developed country normally given more importance to the tertiary sector because it creates a huge opportunity for job or the job seekers. But in respect of developing country, they are giving more importance to the primary sector because they are expert of primary sector. So developed country giving importance to the manufacturing and tertiary sector. On the other hand, developing country or least developed country, they are giving more importance to the primary sector of production. Now the business unit or structure of business can be classified in two ways. One is the private sector, another is the public sector. What is private sector? The sector which is operated, controlled and financed by the individual people or individual group of people is said the private sector. On the other hand, the sector or industry which is operated, controlled and financed by the government or the state is said the public sector. In respect of private sector, it's once again classified in four ways. One is the sole tradership business, partnership business, limited company and cooperative societies. So in respect of sole tradership business, what it actually means? Sole tradership business means some one single person who is taking the initiative to set up a small farm. It's said the sole tradership business. What is the benefit of sole tradership business? The benefit of sole tradership business maybe it is very simple to establish. No formalities is to be maintained. Second benefit, a small capital is to be required to start this type of business. Third benefit, whatever the profit is coming to the business can be enjoyed by that single owner. Fourth benefit, it is supported by the government. Most of the government of the world is normally supporting the small industry or a small business because it creates a lot of job opportunities. And fifth benefit is that it is more flexible. If some of the business synergy is not profitable, then the owner can change the different idea, can introduce the different idea so that the customers or the consumers can be highly satisfied. So these are the benefits of the sole tradership business. Now, what is the problem? What is the limitation of sole tradership business? The first limitation is that the shareholders' liabilities, not shareholders, but the owner's liability is unlimited. Owner's liability is unlimited means maybe while doing the business can be indebted more to the different people. So that liability must be paid by the business owner. So unlimited liability he has to bear. Now, discontinuity, another problem. Maybe business is making profit, so he has to continue the business. But business is making loss, not to be interested to continue the business. This is called the discontinuity. Maybe difficult to expand, since the small capital is required. So whenever the business is grown up, more capital is to be required. In that situation, it is difficult for the small firm to collect more capital because the financial institution not to be interested to provide loan to that organization, because this type of business cannot provide the collateral securities against the loan. That's why bank is not interested to provide them loan. So business to be remain more smaller, and this type of business is to take more of risk because the business decision has to be taken by the owner, but no other person who can share the business idea. That's why this type of business more risky. Now we have the partnership business. What is partnership business? The business required minimum of 2 people and maximum of 20 people. This is the rules for the subcontinent, specifically Indian subcontinent. So 2 to 20 people get together in order to set a business which obviously have some objective to make profit. Such type of business is said as a partnership business. The main or key documents of the partnership business is the deed or agreement. In agreement, every details, rules and regulation is to be provided. So agreement or the deed is the key documents of this type of business. Now, what is the benefit of partnership business? There are a lot of benefit in the partnership business. First of all, expert people is get together over here. Maybe the accounting firm, all the professional accounting is over there. So from their brain, they can make a good decision, business decision, because they are the expert people. So decision is the effective decision. Second, maybe the more capital can be generated. In single sole tradership business, single owner, but here the 20 owners, they jointly can contribute lot of money. Third benefit is that whenever the company is going to take some of the decision, they jointly take the decision, which to be the effective enough for the business. Maybe this type of business very easy to form. No complicated formalities is to be maintained, and this type of business can be operated taking the responsibility and duty to the different partners. Partners is to take duty and responsibility. So maybe some of the person is taking the responsibility for marketing side, some of the partners taking the responsibility for account side, some of the partner is taking the responsibility for administration side. So this way the duty and responsibility is shared by the partners. Those are the benefit of the partnership business. Now there is some limitation of the partnership business. What there? First limitation is there. The partners is to be bear the unlimited liability. If the business is liable in future, then that liability is to be paid by the partner, no doubt. Maybe the discontinuity. If some of the business is making loss, then time the partners can decide their business to be closed down. Maybe third problem is that inevitable conflicts or disagreements. Since there are a lot of people, that's why maybe some of the people is not agreeing of some proposal. So that's why business decision has to be taken more time. So market opportunity cannot avail properly by this type of business. Then lack of commitment. What is lack of commitment? Since the businessman or the partners is taking the specific responsibility, but they are not performing that responsibility properly. As a result, business can make a loss due to the lack of commitment. And if the business is some of the partners in the partnership business, if some of the partners all on certain diet, then it is compulsory for the business to close down that business. This is the another setback for the partnership business. Now I have to discuss the limited company. This is very important for any business student. Just make a patient hearing about my speech. Whenever it is the limited company, what is called limited? Limited means the shareholders' liability is limited by their invested capital. That is called the limited company. So limited company is two types. One is the private limited company, another is the public limited company. What is private limited company? Some of the limited company which is operated by a single family, a small range, they are doing the business. Here, private limited company minimum shareholder is 2 and maximum 50. This is the rules for the guidelines for the subcontinent. And in Bangladesh, India like this. So 2 to 50 people maximum. So it is family oriented business. Family oriented business. So some family can control, operate the business. What are the benefit of private limited company? The benefit of private limited company is, first of all, more capital can be organized. Whenever you are going to do business, more capital is to be required. That capital can be provided. Maybe up to 50 people is over there. Jointly they can provide more capital. Maybe the second benefit, the shareholders can enjoy the limited liability. This is one of the greatest opportunity for the shareholders. Now, the family control can be established. Since some of the family, who is the chief of the family, he will be the chairman of the business. So that person can control all the business by, or that company is to be controlled by that family only. So this is one of the benefit for the private limited company. Now, the status of the private limited company. Those are the shareholders, they can enjoy a higher status in the society. So more profit can be generated this type of business, because this business is going to do a huge range. As a result, they can easily reach to the economies of scale. Once they can reach the economies of scale, it means they can produce the product comparatively lower price than the rivals. So it can create some of the opportunity for them to be popular in the market, because the consumers is to be interested to buy that company's product, whose product price is comparatively reasonable. So there is the opportunity to make more profit for the business. And the continuity, this type is big to bigger industry. Maybe the biggest industry, I am not going to say that, but it is medium range of industry, medium scope of industry. That's why this type of business is continued. If some of the shareholders is direct, doesn't matter. the next the other shareholders can operate the business, continue the business. So this is the continuity, one of the benefit for the private limited company. What are the disadvantages of private limited company? One of the disadvantages is that whenever you are going to establish this type of business, then lot of formalities you have to be maintained. First of all, you have to go to the register of the joint venture company. So you have to collect some of the application form. So there are a lot of clause. That clause is to be filled up properly and it is to be submitted to the register of the joint venture company. But whenever you are going to submit this application form, then you have to submit two vital documents which to be prepared by the owners of the business. Maybe one of the documents said the memorandum association, another document is the articles of association. Along with the application form, these two vital documents must be submitted to the register of the joint venture company. Then you can get some of the registration number. So the authority, they have to scrutinize the information you are provided. If they are satisfied, then you give some of the registration number, then you can start the business. So this is one of the problem, because huge formalities to be maintained. Another thing is that profit to be shared more shareholders. Maybe the partnership, they are the only 20 people, but here the 50 people. So profit which is generated by the business is to be shared with the many people. Maybe this type of business can conceal their own secrecy or own benefits. Maybe whatever the books of accounts is to be maintained by the business, they can be secretly maintained. This company is not subject to disclose this to the public. So you can avoid the rival business or competitors, you can avoid them. But here you have to submit, you must be submit end of the year your books of accounts to the different authority of the government. So here you cannot consider it. This is one of the problem. Another problem of the private limited company, that is operating expense, more operating expense, because whenever it is the private limited company, then expert people need to be appointed. So their expense and lease benefit is more. So sometimes it is getting problem for some of the private limited company. And whenever it is the some of the shareholders maybe is owner of the private limited company, but he is suffering from the financial crisis. So he wanted to sell his shares, but there is no opportunity to sell the shares. If it is the public limited company, if it is the shareholder public limited company, anytime they can sell the share. But the private limited company, you can't sell the shares. So this is one of the problem for the private limited company. Now I have to discuss about the public limited company, very very important company. The public limited company are the company, those who are allowed by the company law to sell the share to the market. To sell the share to the market in order to collect the required capital. Whatever the capital needed by the business, that can be collected through the selling of shares. There is no restrictions of selling the shares. So any number, any amount of capital they can collect from the market. So what are the benefits of the public limited company? The first benefit of the public limited company, it can gather a huge capital by selling of shares. So this is which to be required for the business, and it can help to expand the business. Another benefit is that the shareholders can enjoy the limited liability. Whatever the liability is to arise in the future, doesn't matter. They have to be enjoy the limited liability status. And another benefit is that this company's shareholders can sell their shares without having any restriction to anybody. So this is one of the benefit of the public limited company. And this type of business can create some of the opportunity, since this business is operated in huge range, big, mammoth. So that's why when the production is to be increased for some publicly made company, then the average cost of production is fall down. So this company can produce the product comparatively lower price than the rivals. So this company has the opportunity to make more profit, because whenever the product price is lower enough, then it will be very helpful for the consumers, and they are very much glad, or they are very much happy getting the product comparatively lower price, because this type of company can produce the product comparatively lower price, and whenever going to sell the product to somebody else, then they can charge the product price as low as possible. So this can create some of the opportunity to make more profit. Another benefit is that this type of business can raise finance or can collect more capital from the different institutions, maybe the financial institution, bank, or like other institution, because this type of company can provide lot of securities against the loan. That's why there is no problem. The bank managers never be hesitant to provide them loan. So they can collect more loan, they can organize more loan, which can be used for expanding the business. So this is the another benefit. And finally, this type of business is continuous status. It means this business is to be remain in the world forever, because whatever the business owner who is taking the initiative to form a public limited company, then maybe that all are died. One generation is gone, next generation take over, and they are going to operate the business. So this type of business, public limited company, whatever the shareholders and their living status, doesn't matter. This business will contribute forever. So those are the benefit of public limited company. Now some of the demerits also over here. One of the demerits is difficult to form. Whenever you are going to form this type of business, I mean public limited company, at least 3 documents you have to prepare first. First of all, memorandum association, second, articles of association, and third, prospectus. Whenever some information or some of the registration number you are received from the register of the joint stock company, but if it is the public limited company, that business cannot be started unless they are getting the certificate of commencement. Unless they are getting the certificate of commencement, the public limited company cannot start. So another certificate, along with the certificate of incorporation, you have to require, whenever going to start the business, you have to require again certificate of commencement. So this is one of the problem for the business. Then obviously, what about the profit generated by the business? That profit is to be enjoyed by unlimited shareholders. So each shareholder is to get a small amount of dividends. The profit which is earned by the business, when it is to be given to the shareholders, then that is to be said as dividend. So a small dividend they can receive. Another problem is that this type of business is a specialized business. Each and every department, there must be a specialized person who is the expert person. Whenever this expert person is to be appointed, their salaries and other fees benefit is high enough. So this is another problem. Operating cost is to be increased, no doubt, because these expert people providing the service, and obviously you have to pay higher salary and higher fees benefit for the business, from the business. And then sometimes risks of taking over. Maybe those were the original owner and the business is the losing concern. Within time some other business can take over this type of business. So original owner is to be out from the business and new owner is to be established over there. So this is the another problem for the business. Maybe sometime this type of, I mean the public limited company operating in the short-term benefit. Short-term benefit means they are interested to have more profit immediately. Whenever going to do that, maybe some foul activities they can be done. Maybe it is creating a lot of pollution, a lot of elements which is not benefiting for the society. That elements, I mean the pollution or the deterioration of the environment that can be created. So if the company is running for the short-term profit, not the long-term profit, then time some foul activities can be done by this type of business. So this is one of the problem for the publicly made company. So this video will be helpful, very much helpful for the O level and A level students. Most of the small portion is to be given from that chapter. That is the types of business or the structure of the business. So the viewers, that's all for today. And my next video on the local industry, national industry and multinational industry, which is very much important for any O level and A level students, because most of the question is given from those chapters. So you are requested to watch that video next time. So that's all for today. And if that video is enjoyable to you, please make a like and share it to your friends. And obviously I do request you to subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching and have a nice time. Goodbye.